Let's take a look at impact text, one of the new content formatting styles in Focus 1.2. All right, so here's my little test page, and you'll notice as we scroll, this is a heading 2, and then a little bit farther down, we've got a heading 3, and right here in the middle of both, we've got text that looks a little different. This is impact text. Now, all impact text is text that appears in a larger font size and also breaks out of the content column here to really stand out and have a big impact, okay? And I'm going to show you how to make impact text, and I'm also going to show you how to play with it a little bit to achieve some really cool outcomes. And then I also will explain, why it even exists, okay? So we'll start with why it even exists. So impact text, you've got your heading 2 and heading 3 that also break out beyond the boundaries of the content column. But heading 2 and heading 3 are specifically designed to introduce sections of text. You'll notice the spacing around the headings also contributes to this idea about introducing a section of text. There's more margin above a heading 2 than there is beneath it, suggesting that the information beneath the heading is somehow more closely related to it than the stuff above. The same is true for a heading 3. It's just a little bit tighter and the font size is smaller than heading 2. I kind of like to think about it like sections in a book, like a new chapter you might introduce with a heading 2, and then like a little subsection within a chapter you might introduce with a heading 3. Impact text, though, is something you might want to intersperse at any point in some content whenever you want some text to really be seen and to have a greater impact. Okay, so let's dive into the editor and see how we can create impact text, but we're going to start with a page that doesn't have any. So I've got the same page recreated with no impact text, and we're going to create some, okay? Let's hop into the editor and find out how to do that. Here we are in the WordPress editor, and what we're going to do is locate the text that we want to turn into impact text and highlight it. I highlight it, I go up here to Focus Content Styles. This is our magic menu with all of the awesome content styles available in Focus. You can see you've got many options here. Today, we're just going to choose Impact, and boom, we can see that this text is now big. We're going to update. We will go look at the results. Bang. We have turned just a basic paragraph of text into impact text. And that is super cool. We can do this anywhere. And also, one thing I like about impact text is that it shows up in just a normal font, so you can use, you can still use other content formatting features like boldness to really catch visitors' attention as well. So, for example, this bold really stands out. The impact text already stands out, and the bolded text within it is certainly going to be seen by anyone who visits this web page. So that's a nice little feature of impact text. Depending on how you have your headings set up, your heading 2, heading 3, you might have those bolded all the time. Like, for example, I do on DIYthemes.com. So whenever I have a subheadline on the page, it's going to show up bold. So I don't have the option to make parts of my headlines bold because of the way I'm using these all over the site. So if I wanted to have some text that's not bold and then other text that is bold but still big, I would need to use impact text to do that. So just another way that impact text is a little more flexible than the headings that you have been using for the last 100 years. So the next step I want to look at, I'll show you how to do really cool stuff with impact text in a moment, but right now I want to show you the design controls in Focus for the impact text. So here in the admin, we will go to the design page. And on this page, we can go down here to content elements. But before we do that, I want to, so what I want to do is I want to make this impact text appear in a different font than the rest of the text, my regular text and my headings. As you can see here, it does appear in a different font. I've gone ahead and prepared that for the video, but I'm going to show you how I did it, okay? So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we've got our primary font. Font 1 is always going to be your primary font, so it will control your main copy and also your headings unless you choose to make them different. So I added a second font, font 2. I chose IBM Plex Serif, one of my favorites, and I went ahead and saved the design options after choosing that as font 2. That merely selecting a second font won't have any effect in your design. you have to go down here to content elements and deploy second, font 2, font 3, whatever, wherever you want. You deploy it on the elements you want. On impact text, you can select a different font 1, font 2, font 3. I've chosen font 2. I could also change the color. I'm just going to leave that alone for now, and then we will hit save. By selecting font 2 for my impact text, I have changed it from the system font to IBM Plex Serif. I think that looks cool. It's just another way to make your impact text stand out. So I wanted to make sure you knew about that so that you could change the look and feel of your pages. Okay, now let's look at how we can use a little bit more of a complex content style construction to make your impact text have even more impact, all right? So here in our page, we're gonna go to the visual editor, and what we're going to do is take our impact text. I'm going to remove the impact from it for now. The reason why is if you want to do what I'm about to show you, you must do it in this exact order, okay? So what I want to do is I want to turn these 2 paragraphs into a call out, an alert call out specifically, an alert call out that contains the first paragraph as impact text and the second paragraph as regular text, okay? So the first thing we're going, we'll do this first. We'll do this, we'll do 2 steps here. So the first one we're gonna do is gonna make this an alert call out, and then I'm gonna turn this text into impact text. Look at that. All right, let's save it. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So here's one example of a more complex construction. I've created an alert box, an alert call out, and it includes impact text and also a regular paragraph. So people will see this, they'll see whatever follows. This is cool. But I think we can crank this up a notch even more. We can make it like my focus sales page on DIY themes, where I've got this really wide yellow box. I like this. This is cool. Like, you are definitely seeing this. Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna go in here. We've got to undo all of this. We've got to remove the impact text. To make this work the right way, by using this visual editor, we have to remove everything for now, remove all the styles, and you will need to add them in exactly this order to get this outcome, okay? So first thing we're gonna do, select the 2 paragraphs we're gonna turn into our alert. We're gonna choose to extend them. This will make these 2 paragraphs extend outside the boundaries of the content column. Next, we will choose to make the whole thing an alert call out. So there we go. We've got an extension. We've extended it. We've made an alert. And now we're going to turn this first paragraph into impact text. Boom. Looks the same here in the editor, but watch this. The outcome will be different. Bang. So now we've got an extension that makes it go outside the boundaries of the content column. We've got our impact text, and then we've got the next paragraph underneath it, similar to how I have this section on the DIY Themes website. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Now, I want to show you one more thing if you're a power user. So I had to take kind of a pained approach here and do the exact right order to get this stuff to work, to output the way we want. If we pop over the text editor and look at what the code behind this is not really code. When we talk about code, real code is PHP code, which this is not. You'll probably never see PHP. Or CSS code that can be used to style your site. When I flip over to the text editor here in the WordPress editor, I do not consider this code. You are seeing the HTML behind your content, but this stuff is not what we are referencing when we say code, okay? By using the text editor, if you really know what you're doing, you can go in here and get the exact outcomes you want. If you're a crazy person like me who has to have their HTML just so, you can do that in the text editor. And I'm going to show you exactly what happens here, just because I think it's important to know why I had to take such a pained approach to get the extension, the call out, and the impact text to work together. You'll see here that the editor has made this a 2-part div construction. We've got a nested div construction with an extend on the outside, then an alert on the inside, and then the impact text and another paragraph on the inside. All right? A better way to do this, a more compact way to achieve the exact same result would be something like this. We want to say alert extend, and we can get rid of this outer div. We'll get rid of this one. We can rope this back in. And so now we just have the alert and the extension div containing an impact paragraph and just a regular paragraph, okay? So we will update this. We'll go look at it. So here's the exact same result, right? We've got the same result, but the HTML markup is a little bit cleaner, a little bit more compact. This is the exact right way to do it, but you can use the method I showed you with the visual editor. It's totally fine. You just need to make sure you do the operations in the exact order I showed you. That's the only way you're going to get the exact outcome that you want. Okay, so there it is. There is impact text for Focus. It's available in Focus 1.2 and higher. And now you have just another great content formatting option within Focus to create the most engaging, fastest, best pages on the internet today. All right, thank you for watching. See you later.